Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. We have some big weather stories across the nation, but of course, the biggest weather story of the weekend is Super Bowl weather, right? In the meantime, before we get there, let's take a look at our 3-hour loop. Now, I wanted to share something with you. We are now partnering with a great guy that I met several years ago, actually. His name is Michael Lyle, and his company is Lyle Multimedia. He's going to be covering the Super Bowl for us live, and he's going to be updating us on the weather there because we actually have some interesting weather for the Super Bowl. Wow, there's actually interesting weather across the entire nation. So we have a battle of the air masses, but we also have a battle of what's going to be the top story across the nation. We have winter weather, including snow. We also have a wintry mix and some ice. Of course, we have to be aware of what's happening when it comes to those icy roads, and that's going to be one of my bigger concerns for this weekend. Additionally, as you can see across the desert Southwest, we have a fire weather concern as well. So, red flag warning. We have dense fog advisories, flood watches, and wow, Wyoming, to me, you are very interesting right now. That's actually where my eye goes to first, right around here. This got to tell me there's a frontal boundary there, and we're going to start to see some action across this portion of the nation, the northern high plains. And that's going to be something that I think I will be focusing on. But also, the upper Ohio Valley is going to be a problem as well because as we start to get that colder air filtering down, a lot of the precip that we're going to get as the system moves across the region is going to change over. This is going to be an interesting piece as well right here. I gather this has something to do with cold air. Let's go ahead and check on that very quickly. This guy right here. Okay, nope, it's this one right here. Can I? Ice storm warning. Okay, so that's what we're talking about is the concern for any type of precip to just change over, right? To freeze. An ice storm is very interesting. And what I'm going to do is probably tomorrow, I'm going to show you what it looks like on a skew T, right? It's not very obvious. You really have to look at the data coming in to make sure you understand the timing and you can understand what's happening in the atmosphere. But of course, the biggest story happening this weekend happens to be, Super Bowl weekend. Let's take a look at what we could be happening here. Let's see. My computer froze. Womp womp. So I have a client looking right now who hired me to do this, and we have an error here, a little hiccup in the matrix. Not sure why this is happening, but it's okay. We're going to keep on going with our top weather stories, including warm and muggy conditions across New Orleans, a chance of pop-up showers, and we are tracking foggy conditions. So the bigger concern this weekend, I'd say, would be the foggy conditions overnight tonight into tomorrow. We're going to track that very closely for you. I'm actually very concerned about it because it's a very interesting type of fog. It's the rare super fog. We'll give you the details in just one moment. But we do have the chance of a pop-up shower on Saturday, and I'll share that with you on our hour-by-hour futurecast. Here you can see, as we get this into motion over the next couple of hours, we have the development of that southerly fetch, and we have that increase in moisture. So by tomorrow morning around 10 a.m., we very well could get a pop-up shower. Just be aware. Most of you will be walking. You'll need your umbrella or at least just an idea that this is going to happen. If you're driving in or if you're flying in, I think the bigger concern would be the fog that will start to mix out by about 10, 11 a.m., but I do think it'll still be an issue for early Saturday morning. Continuing through Saturday afternoon, we have another opportunity for some pop-up showers. Again, this just has to do with that southerly fetch. It's nothing wild, right? Especially when you're seeing these really high temperatures and also really high dew points as well. That's just a recipe for a pop-up shower. Now, Super Bowl Saturday includes that dense fog early in the morning. It's that dense AM super fog and that scattered pop-up. Dew points are going to be in the upper 60s, and the daily high temperature, I initially had you at the upper 70 kind of range, but now I'm pushing you up to low 80s. Southwesterly winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour with your super fog. And what is a super fog exactly? Well, we know it has something to do with fog, right? But it's not just only fog. It has to do with organic material, and it's a super fog that forms when the mixture of smoke, moisture released from damp, smoldering organic material, such as brush, leaves, and trees, mixes with cooler, nearly saturated air. So it's essentially fog mixed with organic pollutants. Now, if you'll recall a couple of weeks ago when we did have the wildfires, I mentioned that because that was a big um, area that I saw that was affected with with organic materials, right? And so oftentimes we'll just ignore those types of things. But in this case, because it's mixed in with that um, with that fog in general, like radiation fog, you're going to look at it. It's going to look a lot more dense. It might look a lot more eerie. So just something to be aware of there. And our Super Bowl kickoff forecast. Well, here's the deal. You're in a dome. Doesn't matter. You might get a pop-up shower right around the afternoon hours, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem because you're in a dome. 6:30 p.m. is kickoff, EST, and temperatures are going to be in the low 70s outside. So if you're tailgating, if you're partying, if you're outside, just want to have fun, it's going to be all in all pretty okay with the southwesterly flow, really, at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. But all in all, I think this is an interesting forecast. There are a couple of ingredients that I am concerned about, including the super fog and, of course, that pop-up shower. I'm meteorologist Eric Martin with Weather Co-op, and thank you so much to Lyle